the invisible line between who you are and who you could become. Most people believe success is about talent, luck, connections, or timing. They look at successful people and assume there is something special in their blood, something they were born with and others were not. But that belief is the first lie that keeps people trapped. The truth is much quieter and much harder to accept. Success begins long before money shows up, long before recognition, long before anyone claps for you. Success begins in the invisible space of your mindset, how you think when nobody is watching, how you talk to yourself when things go wrong, how you respond when life does not reward your effort immediately. There is an invisible line that separates average lives from extraordinary ones, and that line is not intelligence or education. It is mindset. Two people can face the same struggle, the same failure, the same rejection. One uses it as a reason to quit, to slow down, to settle. The other uses the exact same pain as fuel. The situation didn't change. The mindset did. That difference decides everything. Most people never fail because they are incapable. They fail because their mindset collapses the moment life becomes uncomfortable. The moment progress is slow. The moment motivation disappears. They expect success to feel good all the time. They expect clarity before commitment. They expect confidence before action. But success doesn't work that way. Success demands action first, belief later, discipline first, motivation later, pain first, growth later. If you want success, you must understand this deeply. Your current results are a reflection of your current mindset, not your potential, not your dreams, your mindset. The way you think determines the way you act. The way you act determines your habits. Your habits determine your future. And unless you change how you think, no amount of motivation will permanently change your life. A weak mindset waits for permission. It waits to feel ready. It waits for the perfect moment. A strong mindset moves anyway. Even when it's scared, even when it's unsure, even when it feels unprepared, because it understands something most people never learn. Readiness is built through action, not before it. Think about how many times you delayed your growth because you didn't feel confident enough. How many opportunities you avoided because you were afraid of failing. How many times you told yourself, I'll start when things calm down, or I'll try again when I feel more motivated. That voice is not protecting you. It is slowly stealing your future. The mindset for success is not about positive thinking or pretending everything is fine. It is about brutal honesty with yourself. It is about realizing that nobody is coming to save you, that your excuses may feel valid, but they are still excuses. That comfort is dangerous and waiting is expensive. Successful people are not fearless. They simply refuse to let fear decide their actions. They don't eliminate doubt. They move with it. They don't wait for confidence. They build it through repetition. Every time they show up when it's hard, their mindset becomes stronger. Every time they keep going while others quit, they separate themselves from the crowd. Here is the uncomfortable truth most people avoid. Your life will only change when your standards change, when you stop negotiating with your weaknesses, when you stop lowering the bar just to feel comfortable, when you stop explaining why you can't and start demanding more from yourself. Mastering the mindset for success begins with responsibility, not blame. Responsibility. The moment you fully accept that where you are right now is largely the result of how you've been thinking and acting, you take back your power. And power is the first real step towards success. This mindset does not make life easier. It makes you stronger. It teaches you to stay focused when distractions multiply, to stay disciplined when motivation disappears, to stay patient when results are slow. Because success is not a single breakthrough moment. It is the result of thousands of small decisions made correctly, even when no one is watching. And this is only the beginning. In the next part, we will dive deeper into why most people sabotage themselves, how the comfort mindset keeps people stuck for years, and how to rewire your thinking to thrive under pressure instead of breaking from it. Why most people stay stuck even when they want more. Most people don't lack ambition. They lack the mindset to survive the journey toward it. They say they want success, freedom, respect, a better life, but what they really want is success without discomfort. And that is where everything breaks down. Because growth and comfort cannot exist in the same place for long. People stay stuck not because they don't know what to do, but because doing it consistently forces them to face who they really are. It exposes their discipline, their patience, their willingness to struggle without immediate reward. and most people are not prepared for that kind of honesty with themselves. The human mind is designed to protect you from pain, not to push you toward greatness. It prefers familiarity over progress. Even if your current situation is frustrating, stressful, or disappointing, your mind will still cling to it because it's known. Unknown territory feels dangerous. That's why people return to habits that hurt them, stay in situations they hate, and delay changes they know they need to make. Their mindset is wired for comfort, not success. This is the comfort trap. It's subtle and it's deadly. It tells you that tomorrow is a better time to start, that resting is productive when it's really avoidance. That consuming motivational content is the same as taking action. It convinces you that thinking about change is equal to becoming different, but thinking does nothing without execution. Another reason people stay stuck is emotional attachment to their old identity. They say they want to grow, but they still want to be the same person who avoids responsibility, seeks validation, and quits when things get hard. They want a new life without becoming a new version of themselves. That never works. Success requires identity change. You don't just do successful habits, you become the kind of person who cannot live without them. There is also the addiction to instant results. Social media has destroyed patience. Everyone sees highlights, overnight success stories, and viral moments without seeing the years of silence behind them. This creates a dangerous expectation that if results don't come fast, something must be wrong. So people quit too early. They switch paths too often. They never stay long enough in one direction to let momentum build. But real success moves slowly at first. Quietly, invisibly. It tests you before it rewards you. It watches how you behave when nobody is praising you, when no one is watching, when progress feels non-existent. This is the phase where most people leave, and that's exactly why those who stay eventually win. Fear also plays a massive role. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of looking stupid, fear of being misunderstood. People would rather live with regret than face embarrassment. They would rather stay average than risk being seen trying and failing. But here's the truth. Failure is temporary, regret is permanent, and the pain of discipline will always be cheaper than the pain of staying the same. Another silent killer of success is comparison. People constantly measure their beginning against someone else's middle or end. They see someone further ahead and assume they are behind in life. That mindset drains energy, confidence, and focus. Instead of building their own path, they waste time questioning their worth. Success demands focus on self-improvement, not self-judgment. Successful people understand that progress is not linear. Some days you feel unstoppable, other days you feel like quitting. The difference is that they don't let emotions control their commitment. They show up even when they don't feel like it. Especially when they don't feel like it. Because discipline is stronger than motivation, and consistency beats intensity every time. Staying stuck is often the result of waiting for external validation. People want permission to believe in themselves. They want someone else to say, "Now you're ready." But no one's coming. There is no announcement, no perfect moment, no green light. The people who succeed are the ones who decide internally and move without applause. Here is a hard truth you must accept. If you don't choose your struggle, life will choose one for you. The struggle of discipline or the struggle of regret. The struggle of growth or the struggle of stagnation. One way or another, you will suffer. The mindset for success chooses suffering with purpose. This part of the journey is uncomfortable because it forces you to confront the lies you've been telling yourself. That you don't have time, that you're not ready. That you'll start when conditions improve. Conditions rarely improve on their own. They improve when you improve. Mastering the mindset for success means breaking up with comfort, letting go of who you used to be, and committing to the long road, even when the destination feels far away. And in the next part, we'll talk about how to build mental toughness, how to stay focused when motivation fades, and how to become dangerous in a world full of distractions. Building mental toughness when motivation disappears. Motivation is one of the most overrated ideas in the world of success. People wait for it like it's a sign from the universe, like once they feel motivated, everything will finally fall into place. But motivation is emotional, unpredictable, and temporary. It shows up when conditions are easy and disappears the moment resistance appears. If your success depends on motivation, your progress will always be unstable. Mental toughness is what replaces motivation when it fades. And mental toughness is not something you are born with. It is something you build through discomfort, repetition, and self-control. Every time you do what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like it, you strengthen your mind. Every time you keep going while your emotions beg you to stop, you upgrade your identity. Most people quit mentally long before they quit physically. They show up, but their effort is weak, their focus is scattered. Their belief is fragile. They're present in body but absent in spirit. That's not because they're lazy, it's because they've never trained their mind to endure pressure without breaking. Pressure exposes mindset. When things are easy, everyone looks disciplined. When results come fast, everyone looks confident. But when progress slows, when effort goes unnoticed, when mistakes pile up, that's when your true mindset shows itself. Mental toughness means you don't collapse under that pressure. You adapt, you adjust, you continue. There will be days when you question everything. Days when your vision feels distant. Days when your energy is gone and self-doubt is loud. Those days are not signs that you're failing. They are signs that you are being tested. Life tests those who ask for more. If you can survive those tests without quitting, you separate yourself from the majority. One of the strongest mental shifts you can make is this: stop asking, "How do I feel?" and start asking, "What must be done?" Feelings change, responsibilities don't. Successful people do not live emotionally, they live intentionally. They act based on standards, not moods. Another key to mental toughness is learning how to be alone with your goals. The road to success is often lonely. People won't understand your obsession. They'll question your effort, they'll mock your discipline. Not because you're wrong, but because your commitment reflects what they avoid in themselves. Mental toughness means continuing anyway, without needing approval. Pain is unavoidable on the path to success, but pain can either harden you or educate you. Weak mindsets see pain as punishment. Strong mindsets see it as instruction. Every setback is feedback. Every failure is information. Every obstacle is an opportunity to upgrade how you think and act. Mental toughness also means controlling your internal dialogue. The voice in your head can either be your greatest weapon or your biggest enemy. If you constantly tell yourself that you're tired, behind, unlucky, or incapable, your actions will reflect that belief. But when you train your mind to speak with discipline instead of doubt, your behavior changes automatically. This doesn't mean pretending everything is fine. It means refusing to surrender mentally when things get uncomfortable. It means staying calm in chaos, focused under pressure, committed when it would be easier to quit. That is what makes someone dangerous in the best way possible. Another hard truth: nobody is coming to save you. No one is responsible for pushing you except you. The moment you accept that, you stop waiting and start moving. Self-pity disappears. Excuses lose their power. Responsibility becomes your strength. Mental toughness is built in small moments. Choosing to show up when skipping would be easier. Choosing focus over distraction. Choosing effort over comfort. Those small decisions compound into unbreakable confidence. Not the loud kind, but the quiet, grounded kind that doesn't need validation. Over time, something powerful happens. You stop fearing hard days because you trust yourself to handle them. You stop doubting your ability because you've proven it through action. You don't need motivation anymore because discipline has taken its place. And once you develop mental toughness, the world becomes quieter. Distractions lose their grip. Opinions lose their power. Pressure becomes familiar. You stop reacting to life and start directing it. In the next part, we will talk about identity, self-belief, and becoming the person who naturally attracts success, not by chasing it, but by embodying it. Identity shift. Becoming the person success follows success does not respond to wishes, affirmations, or loud declarations. It responds to identity. You don't rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of who you believe you are. That belief silently controls your actions, your standards, and your tolerance for discomfort. Until your identity changes, your results will always return to familiar levels. Most people try to change their lives by changing their actions, but actions collapse when identity stays the same. They start strong, then slowly drift back to old habits. Not because they lack discipline, but because deep down, they don't see themselves as the person who sustains that level of effort. Identity always wins. When someone says, "I'm trying to be successful," what they're really saying is, "I don't yet believe I'm the kind of person who succeeds." Successful people don't constantly announce their goals. They move in silence because success is already part of how they see themselves. Their behavior aligns naturally with that self-image. Your identity is shaped by the stories you repeat to yourself, stories about who you are, what you deserve, and what you're capable of. If you constantly tell yourself that you're unlucky, behind, or not as talented as others, your actions will quietly obey those stories. But when you change the story, behavior follows. Becoming successful starts with internal alignment. You ask yourself a powerful question: what would the person I want to become do in this situation? And then you act accordingly, even when it feels unnatural at first. Identity is built through evidence. Every disciplined action becomes proof. Every time you show up when it's hard, you reinforce the new version of yourself. There will be resistance during this shift. Old habits will fight back. Old environments will test you. Old versions of you will beg for comfort. That discomfort is not a sign you're failing, it's a sign your identity is upgrading. Growth always feels unfamiliar at first. Another critical shift is letting go of the need to be understood. When your identity changes, people will notice. Some will support you. Others will criticize you, not because you've changed for the worse, but because your growth disrupts their comfort. A strong mindset does not argue or explain. It continues. Self-belief is not loud confidence. It is quiet certainty. It doesn't require validation or applause. It is built in private, through consistency and self-respect. You start trusting yourself when your actions match your words, when you stop promising and start delivering. To yourself, identity also shapes standards. A successful mindset has non-negotiables. You stop allowing behaviors that conflict with who you're becoming. You protect your time. You choose discipline over distraction. You stop negotiating with excuses because excuses don't fit your new identity. This is where many people sabotage themselves. They make progress, then feel uncomfortable with growth and retreat back to familiarity. But the truth is, you cannot evolve without discomfort. You cannot upgrade your life while clinging to an old version of yourself. As your identity strengthens, something powerful happens. You stop chasing success. Opportunities start aligning. Discipline becomes normal. Focus becomes natural. You no longer rely on motivation because your standards guide you. You do what needs to be done because that's who you are now. This is the mindset that creates momentum. Not hype, not emotion. Identity-driven momentum. The kind that survives hard days, quiet seasons, and slow progress. The kind that compounds over time. And in the next part, we will bring everything together. Patience, consistency, long-term vision, and why success always rewards those who stay in the game long enough. Success is not fast. It is not loud. And most of the time, it is not exciting. It is slow progress stacked on top of patience, consistency, and belief when nothing seems to be happening. This is the part of the journey that filters people out. Not because they are incapable, but because they underestimate how long it takes. Most people quit right before momentum arrives. They stop just before the breakthrough. They walk away because they confuse silence with failure. But silence is often a sign that growth is happening underground. Roots are forming. Strength is being built. And just like anything real, success takes time before it shows itself. The mindset for success understands the long game. It doesn't panic when results are delayed. It doesn't change direction every time things get uncomfortable. It stays committed when excitement fades. Because real confidence doesn't come from winning once. It comes from knowing you won't quit. Consistency beats talent when talent gets bored. Discipline beats motivation when motivation disappears. Patience beats intensity when intensity burns out. The people who win are not the most gifted. They are the most committed. They stay when others leave. They work when others rest. They believe when others doubt. There will be moments when you feel invisible, when your effort goes unnoticed, when your progress feels too small to matter. Those moments are not setbacks. They are preparation. They teach you resilience. They teach you self-trust. They teach you how to move forward without external validation. Mastering this mindset means accepting that success will demand sacrifices. Late nights, early mornings, missed comfort, lost convenience. But nothing is taken from you. Everything is exchanged. You trade comfort for growth, distraction for focus, excuses for results. One day, the discipline you struggle with now will become the reason you're respected later. One day, the work nobody saw will become the life everybody admires. And when that day comes, you'll realize something powerful. Every hard moment was worth it. This mindset doesn't promise an easy life. It promises a meaningful one. A life where you respect yourself. A life where you don't wonder, what if? A life where you know you gave everything you had. So if you're listening to this right now, understand this. You are closer than you think, but only if you don't quit. Stay focused, stay patient, stay disciplined, and most importantly, stay in the game. And if this message spoke to you, if this mindset is something you want to build every single day, then make sure you subscribe to this channel. This channel exists to sharpen your mind, strengthen your discipline, and remind you of who you're capable of becoming, especially on the days you feel like giving up. Subscribe, stay connected, and keep moving forward. Your future self is counting on you.